Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Good Old Wrasslin, the first Good Old Wrasslin in quite a while. And today we're not doing a retro wrestling review. Trust me, we're going to get back to those. But today I figured we could do something a little bit different. We are going to be doing a bit of a three-part mini series, not necessarily mini series, but like a little mini thing that we're going to be doing. And that is we are going to be doing some fantasy booking. And what it is that we're going to take some wrestlers and we're going to book them up until this coming WrestleMania. Now, we did technically kind of get this idea from Adam from both What Culture and also Wrestle Talk / Parts of Unknown. So we are going to have a little bit of fun here because I think we all have different bookings in a sense. So our plan is today we're going to be doing 5 wrestlers today, 5 wrestlers tomorrow, and we will be doing a special booking of how we would book CM Punk in AEW, which that'll be very, very interesting. But first, let me introduce my guests. First, we got Shadow Hunter. Shadow, how are you doing today?
Oh, it's been pretty good, man. Just chilling out. How's life been for you?
It's been all right. Takeover was last night. It was pretty good. We saw the return of the Muscle Buster, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Was I the only one that was geeking out over the Muscle Buster? Because I was like, holy shit, it's the Muscle Buster!
I've always preferred the Coquina Clutch, but the Muscle Buster does give a different feel to Samoa Joe at times.
Yeah.
It does. The Muscle Buster is always a great move, too. So I was like, damn, it's been a while. So I was like, I'm glad to see the Muscle Buster back. And also, we got Deshaun Wiggins in the house. What's up, Deshaun?
Oh, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing good, Deshaun. How are you?
Great.
Good shit. Good shit. And what's up, Kavari? Kavari in the house. What's up? What's up, Kavari? Yeah, so I'm going to let everybody go around the panel, tell everybody where they can find themselves at. We'll start with Shadow Hunter. Where can they find you at?
You can find me on my YouTube channel at Shadow Hunter. Currently at the moment, it's just filler stuff whilst I'm just revamping everything. So right now it's just a kind of like low down phase for me at the moment. But trust me, at the end of September, everything will be back to normal or even better. And then obviously you can find me on my Twitter at PF Shadow Hunter, which I always leave in the links of my videos. And you can follow me over there, just tweet about wrestling, football, sometimes F1, and then just Star Wars stuff and stuff about episodes of TV shows. So yeah.
Good shit. Good shit. First, what's up, Brightest Day? Good to see ya. And Kavar says Muscle Buster sounds like a male stripper's name.
Oh no.
Like coming to the stage, Muscle Buster.
That just sounds real as well.
Yeah. Next up, we got Deshaun. Where can they find you at?
They could find me on my YouTube channel, Deshaun Wiggins, aka ISO Game. Deshaun Wiggins. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am planning to do 3 videos today after this stream, so I hope y'all check that out. And also make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so I'm gonna bring up the wheel. We're gonna start with 5 wrestlers today, 5 wrestlers next week. So let's kick things off here with wrestler number 1.
Sting.
And we are going to be starting off with,
Okay.
Baron Corbin, the unfortunate one.
Yeah.
The poor bastard.
The one.
So Baron Corbin is the one we are going to be starting off with. And you know what, Shadow? I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, so kind. Shit. Alright, so what I've got for my Baron Corbin review on what he's going to do until WrestleMania is that after SummerSlam, Corbin is going to enter a feud with Big E over the Money in the Bank contract. It'll build up to a ladder match at Extreme Rules, and the winner keeps the Money in the Bank contract. Baron Corbin will lose the match, and then the next night, well, the night after on SmackDown, he'll come out to the ring and try and convince someone to give him money, and he'll either jump over the barricade, go and ask some people in the crowd and like be on his knees begging to him, kind of show how desperate he is. And then there'll be one man in the hood that he goes up to, and then the man reveals his hood, and it's Kevin Owens, and he gives him a stunner right there and then. And then after that, it's announced that Owens will be facing Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin's put a stipulation in that if he wins, he gets $10,000 from Kevin Owens in the match. And in this match, Baron Corbin will win and get the briefcase from Owens on SmackDown, the SmackDown after, but Owens will stunner Corbin when he gets the briefcase. Kevin Owens will leave the briefcase in the ring for Corbin. And then next week, we'll see Baron Corbin in some kind of new clothes, not too stylish, but kind of like casual, like maybe like just a plain shirt and trackies and stuff like that. And he will try to get back to the old Baron Corbin that we knew before. And the only way he sees that he will be able to achieve that is by going after King Nakamura again, who is the IC champion. Instead of taking the mantle of King again, he's going to take his IC title, which he does at TLC. Baron Corbin will get the fans behind him, and he'll become a very popular face for a bit. Corbin will face Nakamura again at Royal Rumble. He will defeat Nakamura, and then we will see Baron Corbin slowly change into the rich scumbag that he once was. And then after the match, Royal Rumble, Corbin will attack Nakamura and put him through a table, the announce table, the Spanish one, because, why not? Baron Corbin will become a heel again, and at Fastlane, he will face AJ Styles, because AJ Styles is now a SmackDown after the draft. Corbin will defeat Styles after a low blow and an end of days whilst the referee wasn't looking. And whilst Corbin's celebrating, he is met by Kinshasa by Shinsuke Nakamura. They'll face at WrestleMania. Corbin will beat Nakamura with another cheap move, another low blow, and he'll actually use Shinsuke Nakamura's Kinshasa, use his own move against him, and then he'll be up on the ropes, celebrating with the IC title, where everyone's just booing him, and he's just looking smug again, and he's turned back into his old self.
All right. Good shit so far. Good shit. Deshaun, what do you got for us?
This is a very interesting one, but here we go. Today, I will have Baron Corbin into a feud with Big E, even though they always in a feud. But this for the Money Bank pre-game, I'll show you will Big E versus Baron Corbin for the Money in the Bank. Big E win and keep his Money in the Bank. So next week Monday Night Raw, after showing you Monday Night Raw, they announced the WWE draft. And also on Friday night, we had a inter-brand battle royal, and the winner will be the number one contender for the Intercontinental Champion. I will have Baron Corbin to win that match to surprise fans. Here's a next week on Monday Night Raw. Shinsuke for the Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin get drafted for Raw. If Baron Corbin win, Baron Corbin take the Intercontinental Championship to Monday Night Raw. If Shinsuke win, the Intercontinental Championship stay on SmackDown. And also, I would have Baron Corbin a shocking win, and he win the Intercontinental Championship, and he take the Intercontinental Championship to Monday Night Raw. Now Baron Corbin, and now I would train Baron Corbin. I make him go back to his known wolf character. Now he would get Intercontinental Championship. He destroyed people at Survivor Series. He faced um, Damian Priest, United States Champion on SmackDown, Intercontinental Champion on that Raw. I would have Damian Priest win that match, and Baron Corbin is sad and pissed. He know that match, so he would have into a feud with Kofi Kingston. Yes, I would have Kofi Kingston versus Baron Corbin at TSC in a table match. Kofi Kingston win that match, and Kofi Kingston will become the new Intercontinental Championship by Xavier will help Kofi to win that match. The Royal Rumble, Kofi, Baron Corbin have a rematch. Kofi win again, and Baron Corbin into the Royal Rumble. Then he get eliminated in 2 seconds. Yeah, that sounds crazy, but he get eliminated in 2 seconds. So Baron Corbin, I would have Baron Corbin be in a WWE Championship elimination match. Of course, he ain't gonna win, but I would have him be in the elimination match. So as fan name, if there will be a fan name this next year, I will have Baron Corbin plus the Kofi Kingston pushing. Mm, let's see. Baron Corbin against Shayna. Why not? In a triple threat match, Kofi Kingston would take the title, pin Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin get the one to be pinned. And I would have Baron Corbin go one on one against at WrestleMania. I would have a 6-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Champion. And I won't have Baron Corbin win. I will have Angel Garza to win the match. Angel Garza is the new Intercontinental Championship. That I will do with Baron Corbin ahead to WrestleMania.
Okay. Um, I'm actually gonna do something similar to what you guys are doing, but I'm also gonna do it very differently. Um, at the beginning, I agree. I think Baron should feud with Biggie over the Money in the Bank briefcase because, again, I think that's where they could go with it. As Baron's like, "Fuck, I gotta win, or else, like, dude, I'm about to go bankrupt. Like, I have no money. I'm like screwed. I'm like homeless." And of course, throughout this, you see like not like promos, but like vignettes of Baron Corbin, like he's like homeless, he's like living in a box. Like I want to see like some of the comedic aspects of it, but also not necessarily take it seriously because again, not everybody believes it, but try to bring some realism to it. I would have Baron Corbin, face Biggie for the briefcase at Extreme Rules. Biggie, of course, can retains the briefcase. He's still Mr. Money in the Bank because this factors into what happens later when we do Big E. Baron Corbin, at this point is like in shambles. And actually, I'm gonna do something different in the middle of this. I'm gonna have Baron Corbin go down to NXT for a couple weeks because the WWE doesn't want him there because like he looks like a homeless person and they're like you got to keep up your presentation. Um, so Baron Corbin goes down to NXT. He ends up feuding with the $1 Million Champion, which is Cameron Grimes. And basically, of course, Baron starts the feud because he's begging for money. He's like, "Fuck, I need money," and like, "You're the $1 Million Champion, and you're with the $1 Million Man. Like, can you give me $1 million?" And of course, they laugh him off. And then Baron, not necessarily Baron doesn't attack them, but Baron's like, come on, please. And then they keep laughing at him, and then Baron snaps and he attacks him, which leads into a $1 Million Championship match on NXT. Which of course Cameron Grimes retains because I think the LA Knight feud's not over yet. I would think so. I would say Baron Corbin loses to Cameron Grimes. And of course, Baron Corbin doesn't stay in NXT for long. He goes back up to the main roster and, of course, still begging for money. He wants to be put in the Survivor Series elimination match, but no one wants him. So finally, they're like, he wins, I would say, like a qualifying match. I don't know specifically against who, but let's just say he's in the Survivor Series match. And of course, Baron Corbin is the first one eliminated because, at this point, why not? So Baron Corbin is still begging, people at this point, and Baron Corbin, he gets into the Royal Rumble match, and because he's so unlucky, he gets the number one entrant, and I'd have him last maybe until entrant number 7, and then Baron gets eliminated. Baron Corbin is like, fuck, like this is getting ridiculous. And then finally you get to Elimination Chamber where, he's in a Elimination Chamber, not necessarily Elimination Chamber match, but he's in a chamber match for the uh not necessarily like just a number one contenders match for maybe the no, actually no. I just have Baron Corbin at Elimination Chamber kind of like do kind of what he's been doing, and like he's like selling his ring gear for on like his GoFundMe page, quote unquote. And so and then have Kevin Owens hit him with a stunner, which kind of sets up a feud between them. Which actually at Fastlane, this will be a number one contender. No, actually, no. It'll be Owens versus Corbin at Fastlane. I would have Owens beat Corbin, and then on the SmackDown of a couple weeks before Mania, it'll be a battle royal to determine who will be the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Baron Corbin barely makes it out, and he wins. And then this is like, and now you can kind of build Corbin up to be, and during this time, you can build him up to be a babyface. Because this could be a really nice change of character, and Baron Corbin faces Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship, and Baron Corbin does win the Intercontinental Championship from Nakamura, and so now he's a babyface. I'd say you can turn him back into a heel if you want, but maybe have like after Mania, like I know I shouldn't do this, but like maybe have a couple of vignettes showing like Corbin, getting money again, and he's just like, oh my god, like this is amazing, and have that stuff. And then if you want to turn him back into a heel, you can. But that's really all you have to do with Corbin is just show off his desperation. Like he loses a lot, but at the end of the day, he still comes off as conquering like a triumphant babyface because it's like all that like bullshit that he went through, it pays off in the end. So that's how I'd book Baron Corbin up until WrestleMania.
Also, something wrong with your mic.
Yeah, it was crackling a bit.
Is it good now?
No.
Is it better now?
Not quite.
Shadow, can you hear it?
Yeah, it's still crackling a lot, mate.
All right, hang on. Let me jump out of the StreamYard and then I'll be back.
Right.
Alright. What's up, chat? How y'all doing? Y'all doing great? Okay.
All right, better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So what do you guys think of the bookings?
You go first, Sean.
I thought your booking was. I mean, it was good. I feel like they could do the same thing with that Corbin that he's been doing, but I was kind of doing like a different thing. Take Intercontinental Championship on the night Raw. That I will do, but I do like your booking decision on Baron Corbin.
All right.
Yeah.
I think your guys' bookings are good. It definitely makes sense because again, really all these bookings would make sense in a way is because again, Corbin at this time, you kind of have to book him like that. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
So I'd say overall, you guys' bookings were good. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like the only way Baron Corbin can like go back to being rich is if he defeats the person that made him poor, which was Nakamura. So
Yeah, that's why I had the win happen at Mania because it's like it's a bigger deal, and also technically he would have a bigger check than he would if like he did it at like a Raw or SmackDown, and it would also make the win feel bigger than than it would have been, if that makes sense.
yeah, I got it.
So, yeah, that's Baron Corbin's booking. Now we are on number 2. Who is going to be the one that gets booked next?
Oh.
It is
Roman
going to
Reigns.
be
Oh,
Big
Oh, Big E.
E.
Okay,
Okay.
Big E. All right.
Now this one should be interesting. Shadow, you may take the floor.
Okay. I've got about a page of this, so it's going to take a while. So obviously we kind of know what Big E's first month after SummerSlam's going to be. Him versus Corbin. He'll win the briefcase back, of course, for Extreme Rules in a ladder match. The draft will occur after Extreme Rules, where Big E will be drafted over to Raw. He'll be reunited with Kofi and Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston, not Kofi, Xavier Woods will win King of the Ring. I'm going to have Big E cash in on Bobby Lashley the night after Survivor Series and win the WWE title. And then you're going to see Kofi and Woods walk out to the ring, hoist him up on his shoulders whilst they're celebrating. And when Big E comes off their shoulders, Xavier Woods is going to look very intently at the WWE title. And then
Okay.
the next week, Big E's going to have an open challenge, which is going to be accepted by Keith Lee. It's a non-title match, and Keith Lee will defeat Big E after Lashley interferes and causes a disqualification where he attacks Keith Lee. Whilst Keith Lee and Lashley are brawling outside the ring, Xavier Woods will sneak up behind Big E and hit him in the back with his scepter, turning Xavier Woods heel and splitting up the New Day. And then the next week, we'll see Big E in the backstage smashing everything up, just absolutely infuriated. He'll chuck around some backstage personnel, like he'll throw one of them so hard that they have to go through a wall. Then he marches out to the ring when everyone's telling him not to. He'll call out Xavier Woods, and then Xavier Woods will walk out to the stage ramp. He'll look at Big E, point his scepter at him, and start to laugh. 20 seconds later, Xavier Woods walks out, and then Big E will go chasing after Xavier Woods, only to be met by Bobby Lashley and MVP. This is a parking lot. Big E will be beating down Xavier Woods, Lashley will be beating down Big E, whilst Xavier Woods is just standing in the corner laughing and pointing at Big E. Lashley will power slam Big E through a windshield, and an ambulance is brought to give emergency attention to Big E. 3 weeks later, we see Xavier Woods, Bobby Lashley, and MVP in the ring. Xavier Woods will take the mic from MVP, and he will say basically, "You're probably wondering why I did this to Big E." So basically, a couple of months ago, when MVP talked to Kofi Kingston about how Xavier Woods is the weak point in the New Day, Xavier Woods actually listened to what MVP said, and he says he's sick and tired of being a laughingstock, and he's sick of being Kofi and Big E's bitch. Big E will rush out, try to attack Woods. He nearly gets a finger on Woods, but Bobby Lashley spears him. Bobby Lashley and Woods will keep beating up Big E. Lashley will put Big E through the commentary table as MVP and Xavier Woods just stand there looking, and then we'll see MVP kneel down beside Big E and say, "As long as I live, you will never feel comfort again, you selfish bitch." And then we will see Big E versus Bobby Lashley and Xavier Woods in a 2-on-1 handicap match at the next pay-per-view. Big E is unable to get his hands on Woods, but Woods does get his hands on Big E after Lashley spears him twice. Big E comes out of nowhere, does a big ending to Lashley, and defeats Lashley and Woods. Woods will run out the arena whilst Big E chases after him. Next week, up until the week before the Rumble, Big E is missing after chasing after Xavier Woods. We see some backstage footage before the Rumble that shows Big E being absolutely demolished, and he is put through a table, and Xavier Woods whacks him around the side of the head with the scepter. Right, let me read. But whilst Big E's been out, Xavier Woods and Bobby Lashley have been dominating everyone in singles competition. Bobby Lashley and Xavier Woods have managed to beat Keith Lee, Sheamus, Damian Priest in the meantime. And after Woods defeats Damian Priest, the US champion, in a non-title match in the main event, Big E will come out the crowd and attack Xavier Woods and do a big ending to Xavier Woods. The match at the Royal Rumble between Big E and Big E and Xavier Woods is a last man standing match. Big E will retain the title, but Kofi Kingston will enter at number 30 in a return because we haven't seen him since Xavier Woods turned his back on Big E, and he will win the Royal Rumble. Big E and Kofi Kingston confront each other on the road to WrestleMania. Woods gets involved, keeps attacking both men, and it turns into a triple threat match at WrestleMania between the three former members of the New Day. The way that Woods got into the match is that he beat Kofi Kingston at Fastlane for the chance to be added to the match. And obviously this match will be very emotional and impactful, but Big E will win the match after doing a double big ending to Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. And he will remain WWE champion.
All right. I like that booking. Big E looks strong. Xavier Woods being a heel is very interesting, I will say.
Well, that's how you got to keep it in wrestling. If it ain't interesting, it ain't good.
I agree. Deshaun, what is your booking of Big E?
Okay, Big E. First off, we have him into a Corbin out with Baron Corbin. Big E win for the Money in the Bank. I think will Big E win. I will have Big E drafted to War, and he be part of New Day game. So New Day, well, okay. I will have Big E and Bobby Lashley. Big E is not going to cash in his Money in the Bank yet because I got a bit surprised for that during his moment. So Big E and Bobby Lashley target. Bobby Lashley consider Big E to turn on a New Day, turn like his brother, his friend, but Big E didn't. So I would have Big E, Kofi Kingston face Big E and Kofi Kingston go 1-on-1 with Randy Orton and Will for the tag team champion when they were. And we see Cena Alexander and Shelton Benjamin cause Big E and Kofi Kingston the tag team champion. We see the Hut Business is back together once again in Hut Business. I mean, Cena Alexander and Shelton Benjamin tax Xavier Ward and Xavier Ward got injured. So it only Big E and Kofi now. So Big E Kofi face Shelton Benjamin Cena Alexander at TLC in a table match. The winner will be getting a number one contender fight for the tag team champion. And I will have Cena Alexander and Shelton Benjamin win that match. Today at Royal Rumble, I will have Big E be in the Royal Rumble. Big E come out in number one, and he almost won the Royal Rumble until he come out number 30. Xavier Wood come out and he attack Big E. Xavier Wood did not win the Royal Rumble. He lost in the Royal Rumble match, and Finn Balor eliminate Xavier Wood, and Finn Balor will be going to WrestleMania to win the WrestleMania. So here they Finn Balor. I know we ain't talking about Finn Balor, but Finn Balor is a big party story. And Finn Balor announced that he will be challenged Bobby Lashley for the WWE Champion. So today, Big E came out in the what Finn Balor and said, "You know what? All right, you want a WWE Championship match? All right, but you're waiting to see that I need someone. I will cash in that money in the bank on you. I don't care, Bobby Lashley or Finn Balor. I will cash in the money in the bank." Then at Eliminate Chamber, I will have a WWE Championship match between Big E, Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Keep Me, and let's see, Xavier Wood, and Xavier Wood is here, and Kofi Kingston. Bobby Lashley retain his WWE champion. I've never forgot. I would play Drew McIntyre with Keep Me. So don't worry about the Eliminate Chamber match. And Fat Night, I will have Big E and Pussy Xavier Wood for the Money in the Bank weekend. And also Big E retain his Money in the Bank weekend. So at WrestleMania, Big E don't know what to do. He don't know where he could catch in the Money in the Bank weekend or get one Wayne. But in this universe, in my timeline, one Wayne will go one-on-one with The Rock at WrestleMania, and that will be the main event of WrestleMania. And while Finn Balor will go one-on-one with Bobby Lashley. So WrestleMania, Finn Balor beat Bobby Lashley to become the WWE champion. And next week, in next Monday Night Raw, Bobby Lashley beat up Finn Balor so bad Finn Balor can't walk a thing. And Big E come out, Big E casting him in the bank, hit Big E, and Big E is the new WWE champion. That's how I will book Big E.
All right, good shit. I like that you brought back the Hurt Business, because, man, that the way they fucking broke him up was stupid.
Yeah.
And a Xavier Woods heel turn. All right, man. Okay, I like that. So far, I'm liking it, guys. All right, time for my booking. So, yeah, kind of like you guys, Big E starts off with this feud against Baron Corbin. I'm not going to go into it. He just retains the briefcase. He's still Mr. Money in the Bank. And yes, I think there is going to be a draft after Extreme Rules because it's in October. So Big E does get drafted back to Raw. And actually at Survivor Series, that is when Big E's going to cash in and he's going to become the WWE champion. He's going to beat Bobby Lashley. And of course, Mr. Bobby Lashley is pissed off at this and he's like, I want my rematch. Or more so, MVP is going to be like, my client, Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, would like your rematch for that title. And Big E's like, come on, sucker. And he does like his little hip thrusts because it's Big E. And of course, the New Day is brought back together, of course, because they're still feuding with Bobby Lashley by this point. So at the December pay-per-view, it'll be Bobby Lashley versus Big E for the WWE Championship. And the way this match will go is Bobby Lashley and Big E, they're kind of like, it's not necessarily a dominant match with Bobby Lashley. It's more like even. So Bobby Lashley puts in the Hurt Lock, but Big E manages to counter out of the Hurt Lock and he rolls him up for the 3. And of course, after the match, Bobby Lashley is pissed and proceeds to murder Big E as he throws him into the ring post. He's hitting spear after spear, dominators, puts him in the Hurt Lock. And so the following night, MVP's like, my Big Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, would like another match for the title, but instead it'll be in a last man standing match, which then we get a last man standing match between Big E and Bobby Lashley at the Royal Rumble, which is going to be like a fucking brutal affair because Bobby Lashley and Big E are going to hit each other with chairs. They're going to throw each other to the barricades. The announce table is going to be destroyed. The entire place is wrecked. And I would like the match to end with Big E hitting a big ending off the stage through a bunch of tables, because that would look cool. So following this, I want to do an evolution type segment where, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston and Big E, they're celebrating. Big E's like, I finally beat Bobby Lashley. And then, I think Kofi and Xavier Woods, put Biggie on their shoulders, and then they do like a double electric chair. Well, actually, not a double electric chair. I'd have them celebrate, but then Kofi. Actually, no. This is how I'd do it. It would be kind of like a Shield thing where Biggie, is like, we beat Bobby Lashley. Then MVP comes out and he's like, beat Triple H. He's like, there's always a plan B. And Kofi Kingston hits Biggie with a low blow, and he hits a Trouble in Paradise on Kofi Kingston. Kofi is now a heel, and he is going to be joining MVP and Bobby Lashley in the Hurt Business, which leads into a match at Elimination Chamber between Kofi Kingston and Big E for the WWE Championship. This match I'd have end in like a double countout because you don't want Kofi to lose when he turned heel because he just turned heel, but you don't want Big E to lose because you got to make him look good. So, it's a double count out, and then so Kofi and Big E, they're going after each other, kind of like it's a very personal feud. Like Kofi, because again, it makes sense because Kofi never really got a fair rematch for the title, and when he did, he got squashed. To him, it's like it's humiliating, and somebody like Big E, who he gave permission to have a singles run, and he feels like that the reason why Big E's the WWE champion is because of Kofi. So Kofi is jealous of Big E, and so this leads into their feud. And of course, they have a rematch at Fastlane. It is no disqualification. It's gonna be like a no holds barred match. I'd have Big E retain here because again, I'd have the match end with kind of like a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn like ending where Big E hits a big ending on Kofi, but then like he stands him up and like he looks at him with like this look of just like sadness and like heartbreak, and then he hits him with another big ending and he retains, which leads into the WrestleMania match between Big E versus Drew McIntyre, where Drew McIntyre wins the number one contender. He's like the next number one contender because he won like a number one contenders elimination chamber match, something like that. And so Drew McIntyre is like, look, I have to win because for the last few months, I have basically been screwed out of this championship time and time again. And also, I was not able to have my moment in front of the fans. And so he's got a motive, and Big E wants to beat Drew because he feels like in order to establish himself as one of the best champions of all time, quote unquote, he has to beat Drew McIntyre, who's already an established former world champion. And so they have their match at WrestleMania where it's a back and forth, like Haas match. Of course, Big E and Drew are kicking the shit out of each other. And the match ends with Big E going for a big ending, but Drew counters into a Claymore kick where Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship in front of the fans, and Big E puts the title. He grabs the title. He hands it to Drew, raises his hand, and then you could do a triple threat feud between Xavier Woods, Big E, and Kofi Kingston down the line for the title. If you want to put the title back on Kofi, if you want to put the title on whoever, you could do that. So that is how I would book Big E up until WrestleMania.
Nice one.
Very good.
Thank you. I mean, I know that having Big E lose at Mania is kind of, cliche, but I feel like it would make sense because they also set this up during Money in the Bank, right? Because they had Drew and Big E face off.
Yeah,
that stuff.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So that's some good shit right there. All right, let's get into our number 3 on the wheel. It is going to be Seth Rollins next.
Okay.
Three big stars so far.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start with you, Shadow, again. You have the floor.
Okay. So obviously I wrote this a week before SummerSlam. I would have had Seth Rollins beat Edge at SummerSlam. And the SmackDown after, him and Finn Balor would confront Reigns on who is next for a title match. Rollins versus Balor, main event at SummerSlam. Rollins will lose to Balor. And then in the main event, it's Extreme Rules when Reigns has defeated Balor. Seth Rollins will stomp Roman Reigns whilst he's trying to get back up to his feet. But whilst Roman Reigns is busy with Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins will be in the Survivor Series team. Raw will win the men's 5-on-5 match after Seth Rollins was the last one to be eliminated in SmackDown after Sheamus and Keith Lee are the last two men on Raw. Seth Rollins will face Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel, TLC, and the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins will lose all 3 times, and after the Rumble, Rollins sees The Rock and Roman Reigns having a promo on SmackDown after Dwayne came out and rock bottomed Roman at Survivor Series. Rollins will storm out, confront The Rock. He demands a match with The Rock, and the winner will go to WrestleMania to face Roman Reigns. Rollins will lose to The Rock due to Edge returning after SummerSlam and giving Rollins a spear whilst the ref was down due to Rollins pushing The Rock into the ref so Rollins could low blow him and do some other heel stuff. Rollins will then face Edge at WrestleMania, and Rollins will lose to Edge after Edge spears Rollins twice and actually catches Rollins with a spear in midair, and then this will continue Seth Rollins' downward spiral after WrestleMania and kind of make Seth lose his mind almost and just kind of mentally change as a person.
All right, I like that. Like Vince McMahon, that's good shit.
Yeah. Obviously, I didn't know Brock Lesnar was to be returning, so be outdated, but that's how I would have done the Universal title picture for that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Deshaun, you're up next.
Alright, then how will I do with Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins got beat, tap out by Edge. Edge makes Seth Rollins tap out at SummerSlam. And by the way, I was at SummerSlam. I did watch that match. It was the best match I ever seen this year. By the way, well, one of the best match. Today at Extreme Rule, I will have Seth Rollins versus Edge in a no holds barred match. Seth Rollins win, and he kind of after the match he beat down Edge, and he kind of put Edge next, so Edge getting a month break. So I will put him in a wide with Damian Priest. That is very interesting. Damian Priest at Crown Jewel. I will have Damian Priest face Seth Rollins for the United States Champion. And Seth Rollins did not win the match because Damian Priest kind of rolled up Seth Rollins for the win, and Damian Priest retained the title. At Survivor Series, Seth Rollins almost cost Damian Priest the United States match against Baron Corbin, but Damian Priest still won the match. So at TLC, I will have Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins in a table, not a no, in a not a match for the United States Champion, and Seth Rollins win that match. At Royal Rumble, Damian Priest pushing Seth Rollins for the United States Champion. Seth Rollins retained in a no disqualification match. At Elimination Chamber, I will have Seth Rollins be in a Elimination Chamber match for the Unified Championship between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, um, hmm, just say it could be a elimination. No, Shinsuke Nakamura, Paul Cruz, two mid callers, Damian Priest, and can't say Finn Balor. Just say a one more person. Seth Rollins and Roman in the next two in the match, and Roman beat Seth Rollins. Beat Seth Rollins in the West of them in the chain match. Also, out of the match, you hear the walk music. Big man Shredder walk is cooking. Walk come out and confront and Roman walk face to face. So on SmackDown, I would have to walk, come out and talk with Roman, hear Roman have a promo. And Seth Rollins come out and said he want a title match. He want a Universal title match. So the walk bar to Seth Rollins is they kind of set up walk for Seth Rollins at Fastlane, and the winner will be getting a Universal Championship shot at WrestleMania. Here they, but on the same night, I would have Seth Rollins. No. I would have Seth Rollins beating a triple threat match against Damian Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins retain the United States champion. So at that name, the United States Championship is not on the line. Here they actually is for the number one contender for the WWE champion. For the Universal champion. And I would have The Rock win because Seth Rollins caused Edge caused Seth Rollins the match. Today at WrestleMania, I would have Edge put Seth Rollins for the United States Championship at WrestleMania inside Hell in a Cell. If Seth Rollins win the match, Edge must retire in WWE. No more Edge. He knew he gone. He retired forever. He would never come back to WWE. Seth Rollins Edge had one of the brutal Hell in a Cell match. And Edge beat Seth Rollins to become the new United States champion, and he get to stay in WWE. That's how I would do with Seth Rollins.
All right, good deal. Jason Lee coming in. CM Punk.
Yeah,
Dude, that return was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. That shit was fire.
Oh, it was definitely. All right. Now it's my turn to book Seth Rollins. Yeah, so it begins after SummerSlam. Seth is going fucking crazy. Like, he is just gone like motherfucker. Because, like, of course it was the Edge. Like, he's embarrassed. He's like, okay, I am going to kill Edge because he is also obsessed with the Universal Championship. And because he loses the Edge, he feels like he's going back down where he should be going up. And Seth's like, I'm going to kill Edge. And Edge is like, look, I ain't giving you another match against me, dude. Because he's also focused on the Universal title. So you have Edge and Rollins, they're feuding for, I'd say until Extreme Rules, where it is an Extreme Rules match. I'd have Rollins beat Edge because, again, they're going to use weapons and stuff. And I would have Rollins do the stomp on Edge onto a steel chair to beat Edge. And then after the match, he does a stomp onto the steel steps, which results in Edge, being taken out for a month. And then Rollins is like, I want a shot at the Universal title. And they're like, then Adam Pearce is like, look, Seth, we can't just give you a match for the Universal title because, something happens, with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and they're like, no, we're Roman's got a rematch, there's going to be a rematch, and then Braun's like, you son of a bitch, I want a rematch, and then they're like, no, and then they're like, you're going to be in the Survivor Series elimination match instead, and then Braun is like, fuck. All right. So we get to the Survivor Series elimination match. Seth actually wins the match. He's a sole survivor. Rollins is like, so do I get a match now? And they're like, no. And he's like, you gotta be kidding me, right? So you get the match, but so Rollins, and then Edge comes back. He's like, I want a title match. And then Roman's like, hey, I still got a fucking rematch. And so they're like, fuck it. We're gonna have this mega freaking ladder match at the December pay-per-view. It'll be Seth Rollins, Edge, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Finn Balor for the Universal Championship. And of course, Roman Reigns is gonna win the ladder match because of Uso shenanigans and also because he's the tribal chief, which also sets up the return match with Lesnar at the Rumble. And so Rollins is fucking going batshit and he's like, "You son of a bitch, I've been screwed again!" And he's like, "I'm gonna enter the Royal Rumble match." And of course, Edge eliminates Rollins, and of course, Rollins goes berserk. He's like, "Son of a bitch, I want to be the Universal Champion." And so Rollins faces Edge on SmackDown to determine the number one contender for the Universal Championship at the February pay-per-view, which is probably Elimination Chamber. Rollins beats Edge, as the rubber match, and then so it's gonna be Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber for the Universal title. But Roman Reigns actually has a stipulation that if you lose, you cannot face me for the Universal Championship again. Because again, Rollins at this point, he's just like, he's obsessed with being Universal Champion, and Seth's like, okay. And so, of course, at Elimination Chamber, Roman Reigns beats Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is now furious because now he's got this mindset of, I can't be the Universal Champion, then no one can. And then at the next pay-per-view, Fastlane, Rollins costs Finn Balor a Universal Championship against Roman Reigns. And then finally at, WrestleMania, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. And Finn Balor brings back the Demon, and the Demon King defeats Seth Rollins to basically end Rollins' path to Mania, because Rollins doesn't really need to he's at the point now where if Rollins were to lose, he's not going to be affected by it. And plus, you give Rollins a couple big wins here with Edge, you give him the Survivor Series sole survivor, he faces Roman Reigns, he gets a title match, gets a couple title matches, and he puts Finn Balor over. I think everybody wins in that situation. And plus, it's a bit of a character arc with Seth, because Seth's obsessed with his Universal Championship, and if you take that away, what do you have? So that is how I would book Seth Rollins up till WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're a very good one.
I agree with most of that.
Your guys' book is some good shit. Jason's like, AEW all the way. Yeah, the way WWE's going, I'm kind of jumping on that side. Most of SummerSlam was trash. Yeah, a lot of it wasn't good. There was a couple bright moments, I will admit that.
I was there at SummerSlam, and I gonna tell you right now, when I heard Alexa Bliss music, I was about to take a bathroom break, but I forgot I was there. I forgot I was at football thing like that. Shit. I had to watch the whole match, and the whole match was straight garbage.
The Edge versus Seth Rollins match was my favorite one.
Yeah,
that was the Edge Rollins match of the night.
Yeah.
Priest and Sheamus was pretty good. I think the main event between Cena and Roman was expected to be the way it was, but I thought it was good. The Lesnar return was a cool return. Becky's return, I agree, was trash. I will agree.
Took her 2 moves to beat Bianca.
I would say that the way she returned, well, I was happy. But when she beat Bianca in 30 seconds, that was bad.
I think it was 20 seconds.
She only hit 2 moves on Bianca. They shaped very Bianca.
They're turning her heel, apparently.
Why?
No, but I mean, you could see it because she hit Bianca back when she was turned round. So, I guess, she's going to be the top heel now in the women's division.
Of course she is. And Jason says, Adam Cole is going to AEW, baby. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Because Adam Cole, I believe, is released as of... Well, because he didn't sign... Yeah, he didn't re-sign, so I'm guessing that's where he's going.
Yeah, I mean, his wife's at AEW. Most of his mates are there, so...
Makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah.
And Murphy
Well,
gonna be there
yeah.
too, and Bray Wyatt. Shit, man. Like,
Daniel Bryan as well.
I mean, AEW, like, they're looking pretty stacked right now. At least
Yeah,
in terms of roster.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't know if you heard this. Nick Khan, you know, the guy who's like now like he's not like running the company, but he's like a higher up. He's like he wants Raw to be 4
4
hours
hours.
long.
I ain't watch the Wall. I ain't watch the Wall if Raw go to 4 hours. Nope, I ain't watch
Yeah, if Raw goes to 4
No.
fucking hours, I was like, what? Why do you think Raw is trash to begin with? It's 3 hours every Monday. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
don't do that.
I feel like Raw should be 2 hours of Raw, then 1 hour of Raw talk, just to keep the 3 hours and the revenue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But, you know.
I'm like 4 fucking hours. I'm like, Jesus Christ, these pay-per-views are 4 hours long, and I don't even want them to be 4 hours.
Yeah.
Nobody do not want to watch Emo Wee push Alexa Bliss on Monday Night Raw for 4 hours.
Oh my
That's
god,
for damn
dude.
sure.
Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie was trash.
Yeah.
Ugly.
Who thought that was a great idea to put Eva Marie on fucking pay-per-view?
You know what's sad? That they would need Bray Wyatt, Buddy Murphy, and all the great superstars, but God had Emo Wee is still in the WWE. That's incredible.
Because she's attractive,
Exactly.
that's why.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Like, one of the most creative minds we've seen in the WWE in, like, the last decade and a half in Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah, budget cuts for you. Eva Marie, nah, you stay right here. Hey.
God, I bet you by the end of by Mania, Eva Marie is probably gonna be a women's champion.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Nah. Then what's gonna happen? Next year they're gonna have Emo Wee win the Money in the Bank, and we women Money in the Bank, and then on Monday Night Raw she can cash it in and fail to cash it in. That's how we do it.
If she's champion, I could just imagine Vince being like, God damn it, that's the best idea I've ever had. Haha.
He's gonna be like, can we make Roman look strong against her? You know what? That would just make Raw even more entertaining. Is if Roman Reigns just showed up and he's just the champion. He's just he holds every championship by himself. He's like, I don't even need a partner. He's just like,
Yeah.
I can fucking be in every match all night, and I will win.
Yeah. Roman Reigns versus Lily, and Roman Reigns somehow wins.
Roman Reigns versus Alexa Bliss, and Roman Reigns wins.
Roman Reigns versus the Titantron, and he wins.
Roman Reigns versus Michael Cole, and Roman Reigns wins.
Roman Reigns versus Pat McAfee, and Pat McAfee wins.
You know what? I gotta say though, that is one positive I will say is that Pat McAfee is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commentary, absolutely.
I mean, of course, the biggest positive that WWE has right now is Roman Reigns, but you know, Pat McAfee is a plus, though. I will admit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it's just think about it. Roman is technically the Thanos of WWE right now and wrestling in general.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, even his music sounds like he's the final boss of Dragon Ball Z or something.
And now everybody on the roster is like, never mind, we don't want to face you anymore.
And also something wrong with your mic again.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with the mic again?
Yes.
Alright. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Yeah, for real, even we straight trash.
Yeah. I don't get WWE sometimes.
I don't hate Eva Marie, but I gonna admit it, she is trash.
Yeah.
Alright, how does it sound now?
Yeah, it's better.
Good.
Roman Reigns sees Eva Marie and he's like, come on now. Come on, Oos. Come on, Oos.
Roman Reigns sees Vince McMahon is like, yeah.
He's like, come on now. Come on, Uso. Vince McMahon becomes an honorary Uso.
I can just imagine that. He just looked like that dad at school was trying to fit in with the cool kids.
You know what? That stream will Crown Jewel. They should do Roman put the block that's the for the Unified Championship and also the winner get a custody of Paul Heyman match.
It's gonna be a Paul Heyman on match.
Oh, what they could do is, you know what they did with Chris Jericho, where they hoisted him up in a shark cage above the ring. Just put Paul Heyman in there.
You're gonna put Paul Heyman on a hook?
No, I'm gonna put him in a shark cage and hoist him above the ring, 20 feet high. Yeah. Whoever could open up the shark cage. Yeah.
NXT fixing to turn into a real trash heap. Yeah, from what I've been hearing, it's not looking good for NXT.
Yeah. NXT TakeOver 36 is the last of NXT as we know it.
I can't wait for the announcement. Paul Levesque is all elite.
We have released Vince McMahon. Fuck off.
Triple H is all elite.
Shane McMahon all neat.
AEW by WWE.
That's gonna be a real twist. Like CM Punk's like, oh thank God I'm away from him, and then the announcement, Triple H comes out. Fuck.
You just see CM Punk at commentary table. He just takes off his headset slowly. He just walks out the door, and he's just like, "Fuck."
He's like, "Please,
shit.
don't do this again, please."
It's just that meme of CJ just going, shit, here we go again.
He's like, "Oh no, not this again."
Yeah.
I actually made a joke where it's it would have been really funny is if like CM Punk was coming out thinking it was AEW Dynamite, and then the background drops and it's just the SmackDown set, and Vince McMahon coming out is like, "Yeah, you're in my backyard, pal."
Oh my god.
It's the ultimate prank. It's like, shit. They don't want any small guys. They want a bunch of big guys. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, they want big guys, yet they released one of the biggest guys in wrestling, Braun Strowman.
And then they're gonna turn back around and be like, "Yeah, Braun, why don't you come right back?"
Yeah, Braun, we've been having second thoughts. Maybe it's okay for you to come back on like £20 a minute, you know? Just kind of.
We all know that bitch McMahon loves some big men.
Oof.
He's like, yeah, and we're gonna use them to make Roman look strong. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like in the next 5 years, I feel like AEW are going to become the biggest wrestling company, and it's no longer going to be WWE.
Oh, it probably will. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Tony Khan and the Elite know what they're doing. They know what the fans want. They actually listen.
I hope
and just makes sense.
I hope that AEW don't become WCW and Impact.
See, the only thing that would really fuck them up is if they hire Hulk Hogan.
Oh no.
I mean, well, hang on. WCW Impact hired Hulk Hogan, and guess what happened? They just died.
Yeah. I just hope they don't sign anyone old. I mean, I don't really fully support Sting getting back in the ring for his age. So, I mean, Hulk Hogan would be a no-go. I feel like if you're below the age of 50 or 50, if you're below the age of 50, you should not be wrestling.
Yeah.
The thing is, Sting is more like a nostalgia act, right? Like, he's just there to kind of, like, boost the ratings up a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at the same time, now you got CM Punk for that.
True. I mean, I'm okay with like people like if Sting was like in a manager role for like Darby Allin and like Sting comes back every once in a while, like that would be okay. But
Yeah,
I don't want to see guys like Ric Flair and you know Hulk. Like I'm just using an example. Like I don't want to see like guys like Flair, Hogan, Nash, Hall taking it over. I want to see younger guys get their spot. Like Christian Cage. Like I really like Christian, and I think he could be. I still think he should be an AEW World Champion at some point. But
yeah,
you have to factor in he's in his late 40s. And granted, you can still get a lot of mileage out of the guy, but how long are you really going to be able to have him?
yeah.
Like,
I'd say Christian has about 3 years left on like elite level wrestling, in my opinion. And then
I mean, I'd say like maybe 3 to 5.
yeah,
Because you have to
I mean,
factor in age.
Yeah, we've seen Chris Jericho at his age, and he's still having great matches and great feuds with people like MJF.
Right. But even then, it's like Jericho, as much as I like the guy, there comes to a point where it's like, okay, well, how much longer are you really going to get mileage out of Jericho before he's going to take a back seat? Because, I understand putting the belt on him being the first champion because you want to put eyes on your product. And having like a
Yeah.
recognizable name like Jericho be your champion, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and having
yeah,
like Moxley and Omega be your champions, I think it made sense because those three are like your most recognizable.
yeah,
Like those are the guys you want carrying your brand. And of course, I know Hangman Page is going to win the belt from Omega, but honestly, I would rather see Punk as the world champion because he's an established name. He's going to be a huge draw. Like,
yeah,
just put the belt on him.
yeah. It's just going to be. I feel like AEW is going to be a very interesting product because obviously they're homegrown talent, like, are also as good as people like John Moxley, Jericho, Kenny, and yeah, Punk as world champion. I could see
I
it,
could
but at
see
the same
that.
time, I don't think CM Punk needs the world title.
I mean, he doesn't, but it would be like a nice little nostalgia thing to have Punk as the world champion again.
Yeah, yeah. CM Punk's like in AEW wise, he's like an Undertaker to me, where he doesn't need a world title to be popular and successful in the wrestling business right now.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I would not see Punk as the world champion, but do he need it? No. I think
No.
just CM Punk. So I think the only way I think why CM Punk came back. Feel like he gonna put over the youngest talent. Like
Mm,
that I think why I think CM Punk come
yeah.
back.
Yeah, just rub a bit of his star power on people like Darby Allin,
Yeah.
Hangman Page, maybe, Ricky Stark,
Yeah.
people like that. I feel like that's CM Punk's purpose. But I mean, a world title run for him would be cool, seeing him, but he doesn't need it per
Yeah.
se.
Right.
He's already a proven guy, and he's already someone who will undoubtedly be one of the most popular wrestlers of all time. So no matter what, he will always have support, and you don't need to put a world title on him for him to be very popular in his state right now. Because I mean, we all watched him return. You saw the fucking pop.
Exactly. You put anything
Yeah.
CM Punk related there, it's gonna make money.
Yeah, I mean, his T-shirt sold out in like 20 seconds as soon as he revealed it, and it was on a Pro Wrestling Tees. So he sells
Exactly.
anything. Yeah.
And Jason says AEW is working with Impact Wrestling in New Japan right now. They are.
Yeah. They've been doing that for a while, to be honest. I mean, unlike WWE, AEW kind of lets their talent go to other promotions, but AEW kind of has to save their creative role. Like, Andrade was meant to win the AAA World title off of Kenny Omega, but AEW told him not to. And they didn't.
If it's on me, that I don't like how Wrestling hold two champions in different companies. Like same thing with Kenny Omega, he hold the Impact champion and AEW champion at the same time. I don't like that. To me, I don't.
I'm okay with it in the sense of it's technically bringing eyes to both products. Like Omega being the Impact champion means that AEW fans are going to watch Impact, and because Omega's the AEW champion, Impact fans that may not be watching AEW are going to tune into AEW to see what's going on over there. It's kind of like it's like a good way to boost ratings, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now,
Anyways,
am I a huge fan of people holding a world championship and a mid-card title at the same time? It depends on who it is, but if it's like a title in a different promotions, I'm all right with it.
Yeah. So.
All right. We are now at number 4 in our list.
Yeah. Alright, it's nearly had Roman twice. Can we finally get Roman?
We got
no.
Okay.
AJ Styles is number 4 in the booking. All right, Shadow, you may go first.
Okay. So the Raw after SummerSlam, AJ and Omos are going to be very angry after losing to RK Bro. They will have a rematch at Extreme Rules where AJ and Omos will lose due to Randy Orton giving an RKO to AJ, pinning him, but Riddle will be holding Omos' feet so he can't get in the ring. The night after Extreme Rules, the draft is done and AJ is drafted to SmackDown, but Omos stays on Raw and will become a big singles guy and will challenge for like the US title and so forth. AJ will make an instant impact by confronting Shinsuke Nakamura. He will face Nakamura at Crown Jewel for the IC title and lose. This is the pay-per-view before Baron Corbin faces Nakamura, so kind of links together here. The next night, AJ will call out Edge for a match at Survivor Series. And Edge will accept. AJ defeats Edge when Edge tried to go for a spear, but AJ Styles counters it into a Styles clash. So instead of Edge going to the side of AJ makes sure Edge goes in between his legs, picks him up, Styles clash 1, 2, 3. The next night, AJ is uncertain of his future because he's pretty much done everything in WWE except for win the Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, and he just doesn't know where to go next. This bit, I'm going to be honest, I thought he would stay in WWE, but after last night, we know that he most likely won't. Adam Cole will come out, main roster debut, and will call out AJ Styles and say stuff about their time in Japan. They never got to find out who the better man was in WWE, so why don't they find out at the Royal Rumble? AJ accepts the challenge and beats Adam Cole at the Royal Rumble, and then that's when I'd let Adam Cole leave WWE. The SmackDown after, AJ would challenge Corbin to a title match at Fastlane, but Styles will lose, obviously, due to low blow at the end of days, like I said earlier, for Baron Corbin. The next night, AJ Styles will walk out, and he just looks upset. He's doubting himself because he lost to Baron Corbin, who months earlier was looking like a homeless person. And then comes out John Cena. and he challenges AJ Styles to a match at WrestleMania. Styles will accept this match, and they will have a lot of top-notch promos, some vignettes of their times facing each other before, and there'll also be some hefty brawls. One instant that occurs is that AJ Styles will put Cena through the barricade. The SmackDown 4 Mania, Styles will call out Cena and say to him, "If I can't beat you, then I don't belong in the WWE." So basically, if Styles loses the match, he leaves WWE. Styles will beat Cena in a 5-star match after AJ counters the Avalanche AA. He lands on his feet, does a Pele kick, and then Styles clash for the 1, 2, 3. And little did we know that at the end of the match, John Cena picks up a mic and retires from WWE and says that his final match was against AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. And that is where AJ Styles would leave it. That's how I'd do AJ.
All right, I like that. That's some good stuff.
Went a bit ballsy, but
no, I like that. I like that you went ballsy.
Yeah.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
Appreciate it.
All right. Deshaun, you are up next, my friend.
Okay, AJ Styles. So, if you did not watch SummerSlam, AJ Styles and Omos lost the World Tag Team Championship against Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, aka RK Bro. But at Extreme Rules, I would have a fatal 4-way tag team ladder match. It could be considered Randy Orton, Matt Riddle, AJ Styles, Omos, Kofi, and Xavier Woods, and also Angel Garza and Arnie in the fatal 4-way ladder match. And of course, Randy Orton, Matt Riddle won the match. So I would have Omos on Monday Night Raw turn on AJ Styles. That get the way that we on Monday Night Raw will have AJ Styles Omos, and we'll have Omos beat AJ Styles. On the draft, I would move AJ Styles to SmackDown. And he had a high quality feud with Roman Reigns for the Universal Champion. I would have AJ Styles face Roman Reigns at TLC, Royal Rumble, and of course, Eliminate Chamber. He'd be part of the Eliminate Chamber match at Royal Rumble. At the Eliminate Chamber match. He did not win the Universal Championship at all or during 3 matches. So I found that, AJ Styles come out, promo. You know what? I think this could be my next match. Say goodbye to WWE, and we hear Triple H music. Triple H come out and challenge AJ Styles to a match. And AJ Styles will go say yes or no, but Triple H agree AJ Styles. Triple H no. Let the win. So that week in all the field, Triple H and AJ Styles will go one-on-one with each other at WrestleMania, and the loser must retire WWE. The men have great matching, have very great match, but AJ Styles win, and this will be Triple H last match in WWE. Triple H into the Hall of Fame, while AJ Styles continue to be a top guy on SmackDown. That's what I would do for AJ Styles.
Very
I like
good.
it. Good shit. All right. So here is where I'm going to. So basically, I'm gonna be in agreement with you guys. I think they're gonna feud with RK Bro for the Extreme Rules because again they have a rematch and plus AJ and almost gonna be like, well, you technically, we would have beat you. You guys got lucky because, again, AJ's still a heel, so he's, like, overconfident. He's like, you can't beat us a second time. And so, of course, RK Bro beat him at Extreme Rules because, again, they're overconfident at this point. So I'd say, so they lose there. At Survivor Series, he's part of the Raw SmackDown elimination match. Of course, they go on to lose because Seth Rollins is the sole survivor. This is where, and then I'd have AJ Styles feud with Damian Priest over the United States Championship because you need to give Damian Priest a guy to wrestle, to feud with, because Damian Priest just won the title, and giving him a big name, in AJ Styles will certainly help him out a bit. And at the December pay-per-view, Damian Priest retains against AJ Styles. I'd have some shenanigans happen so that way AJ does get a rematch. I'd say maybe he has his foot under the ropes when Damian's pinning him, so AJ's like, I want a rematch, and so they have a rematch at the Royal Rumble. And because of almost, and some shenanigans, AJ Styles with the Styles Clash defeats Damian Priest to win the United States Championship. And, during this point, AJ gets overconfident. He's like, I'm the greatest wrestler of all time. Like, I can beat anybody. And so the Adam Pearce or whoever comes out is like, oh, you think that, right? Well, then you're going to defend your championship in a elimination chamber match. And then AJ's like, son of a bitch, no! Because AJ's never won a chamber match. So I would have AJ Styles in the chamber defending against Damian Priest, Jeff Hardy, Ricochet, Sheamus, and John Morrison. Of course, AJ Styles manages to outlast every one of them and retains the United States Championship. AJ's like, now I'm the best of all time. I'm the United States Champion. I represent the United States of America. And he claims to be the greatest United States Champion of all time because, he retained in the chamber. And then going into Fastlane, AJ Styles feuds with Ali because Ali's like, I've never won a championship in WWE. I want to, he needs to prove something to himself that he belongs there. And AJ's like, no, you don't, you son of a bitch. I'm the greatest wrestler of all time. You don't compare. I'm the champion. You're not. So, yeah, AJ Styles versus Ali at Fastlane. Ali and AJ put on a great match, but unfortunately, AJ Styles manages to retain despite Mansoor being there. Of course, again, almost with, just distracting him. And more shenanigans, Styles beats him with a phenomenal forearm. Styles once again retains, which then leads into WrestleMania, where it is Keith Lee versus AJ Styles. And the basis of the feud is Keith Lee, he basically had to come back, from something that could have been, life-threatening, because, again, he had this heart thing that could have hurt, he could have died. And he's like, I was at the top. I was going to be the United States champion, but I wasn't able to because of, health reasons, I couldn't be here. And I need to prove, and I want my WrestleMania moment because I missed WrestleMania last year. I need to win. And AJ's like, that's a real good sob story, but at the end of the day, you don't, again, kind of like with Ali, he's like, I'm the best wrestler of all time. You're not on my level. Which leads to Keith Lee, AJ Styles, where, again, it's speed versus strength. Keith Lee is going to use the power advantage, but AJ is going to try and outspeed him. But unfortunately, despite everything else, Keith Lee hits AJ Styles with the Spirit Bomb, turning into the Big Bang Catastrophe, and Keith Lee is the new United States champion. And you can have a feud almost after this if you want, but I figured, giving Damian Priest the big win over Styles and having Styles be the champion for a bit, resulting in Keith Lee getting the title and giving him his moment at WrestleMania, I thought it was a nice way, to kind of go about it type thing. So, yeah, that's how I book Keith Lee AJ Styles going to WrestleMania.
Not too shabby.
Good shit. Good shit from everybody. It was really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last one. Are we going to get Roman Reigns?
No.
Technically, I want Neil Morgan. I'll get Neil Morgan.
Well, let us see what we get.
We'll get Damian Priest.
Last one for this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Bobby Lashley.
Ah.
Okay.
All right, Shadow. The floor is yours.
Okay. So after SummerSlam, Bobby Lashley and MVP are out the ring. Bobby Lashley's like, "Oh, I've defeated Goldberg. I'm the toughest son of a bitch in this company, and no one can stop me." Goldberg will come back out, still limping, challenge Lashley at Crown Jewel. Obviously, everyone has flashbacks to Goldberg at Crown Jewel because, you know, the Fiend. People fear that it's going to happen to... Yeah. And people think that's going to happen to Lashley, where he's going to lose his title to Goldberg, and then he'll go down a downward spiral, which it will not. We will see Lashley absolutely destroy Goldberg again. And Lashley will use the jackhammer on Goldberg and pin him for 1, 2, 3 to retain. Obviously, Extreme Rules, Lashley don't do much. He won't be on the card because I don't feel like we'll need him if we have Reigns and Balor. So that makes sense. Obviously, Lashley will be facing Reigns at Survivor Series. Big E keeps teasing that he's going to cash in and do the stuff that he did on SmackDown but on Raw to MVP. Lashley loses to Reigns because Reigns is the top dog in wrestling. But obviously, Lashley has to get out of the ring because Roman is confronted by The Rock and all that other stuff, which I'll go into next time. The next night, Lashley is out in the ring and Goldberg returns, gives Lashley 2 spears, a jackhammer, leaves him lying in the ring. Big E comes out with the referee and cashes in on Lashley and defeats Lashley, obviously. And then a couple of weeks later, Lashley will return as one of the people with Xavier Woods. Obviously, most of Lashley's story is kind of embedded with the New Day stuff from here to Royal Rumble. Lashley will go on a tear, tried to get his championship back, but unfortunately he's unable to. He's defeating people like Sheamus, not AJ Styles, Sheamus, John Morrison, Keith Lee, just name a few. At Royal Rumble, Bobby Lashley will face Keith Lee, and the winner will go to the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Lashley will win, and the match will be Big E, Woods, Lashley, Sheamus, John Morrison, and who's the 6th one? Edge. That's the one. Obviously, Big E will win. It'll be Lashley and Lee. Lashley and Big E is the last 2. Big E will defeat Lashley with a big ending. Lashley will come out all pissed off, saying it's Keith Lee's fault that he lost. Just saying that Keith Lee distracted him. Keith Lee's been the real reason why Lashley has not been able to get his championship back. So Keith Lee comes out, has a promo with Lashley. They challenge each other to a match at Wrasslin. It ends in a no contest after both got counted out due to Lashley spearing Keith Lee through the barricade and then both being unconscious outside of the barricade. So Lashley will face off against Keith Lee at WrestleMania in a no-holds-barred match. And the winner will face Big E or whoever wins the triple threat match for the WWE Championship and the pay-per-view after. Lashley will defeat Keith Lee when he puts the hurt lock on Keith Lee. After Keith Lee tried to go for a spirit bomb, he'll get out of it, hurt lock him. Keith Lee will pass out, because Lashley had been working the arms of Keith Lee with chair shots and trapping his arm in the chair, stamping on it repeatedly. And then Keith Lee would disappear for a couple of months with a kayfabe arm injury, and Lashley at the next pay-per-view after WrestleMania will go to face the WWE champion, which is Big E.
Interesting. Good shit. Good shit. I like Bobby feuding with Keith Lee. I think that'd be a great match. Although they did wrestle before, but it would be great to see him on a big stage.
Yeah. I feel like that's all they need to really prove their wrestling ability.
Agreed. Deshaun, you're up next.
Alright. And you did not watch SummerSlam again. Bobby Lashley technically warm up, beat Goldberg neg, and he hook knocked Goldberg kid. Even though Bobby Lashley should be in jail right now, but that's no different story. So I sure we have Bobby Lashley go 1-on-1 with Goldberg in a chair match. And Bobby Lashley win, of course. We don't want to see Goldberg be the WWE champion. So you did not eat before you just start watching. Bobby Lashley did play a big part of the Big E story, but I go talk about how Bobby Lashley got in this story first. So here they next week Monday Night Raw, Bobby Lashley sent out and shot the Benjamin and MVP Unite, and they became the Hut Business again. And they dominate Monday Night Raw over the years. On Monday Night Raw, Bobby Lashley keep retaining his title. You know, TLC, Crown Jewels, Warrior Woman, like that stuff. And here they have Warrior Woman, Finn Balor win the Warrior Woman, and he challenged Bobby Lashley for the WWE champion. Finn Balor already he next week on Monday Night Raw, but Finn Balor had to face Silas and Chuck Benjamin. And Finn Balor news, he do not get the WWE title opportunity at WrestleMania. By the way, Finn Balor pins Silas and Finn Balor will go one-on-one with Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Finn Balor win. The Demon Finn Balor win, and he became a new WWE champion. After Monday Night Raw, Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business destroyed Finn Balor, and then when Big E cashed in his Money in the Bank. But if you want to hear the full story, please watch this stream because this Bobby Lashley do take place. Have a big part of Big E story about. So that's what I would do with Big E.
Very good, mate.
I like that. Nicholas says Brock Lesnar is back. He is indeed back.
Yes, with a new look too.
Yeah, got a ponytail and a beard. Which, to be honest, I do prefer Brock Lesnar with a beard.
Yeah.
Just makes him look more husky.
He looks like a badass.
Yeah. He just looked like he came off the farm and went to SummerSlam straight after.
Facts.
Just milked his cows and then he went.
He's the ultimate farmer.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
That's a great one reference. If you guys have
I got it.
Yeah. I watched
it. Yeah.
Shout out to the great one. He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He gives you 2 inches on your peepee every time you like.
No, he adds 2 inches to your forehead.
No, because he's the forehead of the table. No one could be as big as him.
You're right.
He also loved the Diva Championship so much.
Yeah. Don't mention Nia Jax.
Oh yeah. All right. So Bobby Lashley, I'd keep the Goldberg feud going because I know that's where they're going with this. Have Bobby Lashley after SummerSlam, he's like bragging about how he destroyed Goldberg and his son, and then Goldberg comes out. He's like, I want a rematch because I'm Goldberg and all I got to do is ask for a match. And Bobby Lashley's just looking at him like, bitch, no. But then Goldberg says, well, then you're a bitch. And Bobby's like, fuck, I guess I got to face him now. So Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg at Extreme Rules. I'd have it be in a steel cage match because I really don't think a weapons match would really make sense. Well, I guess it would make sense, but I'd just rather be in a cage. Bobby Lashley and Goldberg, they're going out, they're using the cage. Bobby Lashley hits him with a spear and jackhammer, and then he puts him in the Hurt Lock. Goldberg does not tap, but he ends up passing out to the Hurt Lock, resulting in Bobby Lashley retaining the championship. And then at Survivor Series, we're going to get a first time ever. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, champion versus champion at Survivor Series. And, of course, the build-up to the match is Bobby Lashley's been waiting for years to face Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar just look at him like, okay, buddy. We'll see how this goes. And then Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley at Survivor Series, they're going ham, like kind of like the Biggie Bobby match. It's just like destroyed. No, like the tables are destroyed, barricades are destroyed. Like it's just a fucking madhouse. Suplexes, spears, F5s, Hurt Locks. But the match ends in a no contest because Roman Reigns, still pissed off at Brock Lesnar beating him, kicks the shit out of both men, leaving. Biggie cashes in on Bobby Lashley, and Biggie becomes the WWE champion, which then results in Biggie and Lashley feuding for the next couple of months. Like I said, like at TLC, Lashley, basically loses to a roll-up. Then that sets up the last man standing match of the Royal Rumble, where Bobby Lashley gets the big ending through tables off the stage, and which resulted in Bobby Lashley missing a few weeks of wrestling, where it is then Bobby Lashley. So then Bobby Lashley returned to Fastlane, where Bobby Lashley. Hold on, give me. Sorry about that. So anyway, Bobby Lashley returns at Fastlane, and he challenges Brock Lesnar because that's the only thing he really has left to do, which then Brock Lesnar accepts because he hits him with the F5, resulting in Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania rematch. And I would have Bobby Lashley defeat Brock Lesnar, where Bobby Lashley not only hits him with a huge ton of moves, but he puts him in the Hurt Lock, resulting in Brock Lesnar not necessarily tapping out, but he passes out. And like that, Bobby Lashley defeats the Beast. Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, gets a big win at WrestleMania, and he gets the dream match with Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good.
Good shit. And that will do it, as we did bookings for Baron Corbin, Big E, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, and Bobby Lashley. Next week, we are going to be doing bookings for Roman Reigns, Liv Morgan, John Morrison, Becky Lynch, and Damian Priest. This is basically the part 1 to this out of 3, which will lead into the big. So that is going to be a huge. This is basically. I hope you guys basically enjoyed it. I certainly did.
Yes, same.
So
creative clogs going.
We have better creative than WWE's creative.
True.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see with Roman Reigns, because that's up for debate.
Yeah, that is true. With that being said, though, we are going to wrap it up unless you guys have anything else you guys would like to talk about.
No, not really.
No, I got nothing.
All right. Well, then, I'm going to let everybody go around the panel one more time, let everybody know where they can find themselves at. We'll start with you, Shadow.
Okie dokie. You can find me on my YouTube channel at Shadowhunter. Right now, it's kind of filler at the moment. I'm just trying to revamp everything and get everything to another level to what I'm usually doing it before. Because, evolve or die is how they say. So that's what you're going to do. So I'm just evolving my stuff at the moment. You'll probably find me most on Twitter at PF Shadowhunter. I just tweet a lot of random stuff about football, F1, wrestling, Star Wars, Marvel, and some TV shows I'm interested in. So if you're interested in some of that, come on over and we'll have a good time.
All right, good shit. Deshaun, where can they find you at?
You can find me on my YouTube channel, Digital Wigan, aka I Shall Game Digital Wigan. Tonight I will be doing 2 videos. Tonight, if I got time, if I don't do it 2 video, I'm most likely to do it tomorrow. But besides that, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Discord server. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button.
Good stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it short and simple. Subscribe to these guys. Subscribe to me. I'm basically everywhere. Subscribe to Chris Knight, the Real View 3000, JJ's channel. Basically everybody, Nindroid, Zach, everybody that work, stream with, go and subscribe to them. And also, find me everywhere. Follow the Chaos Central Twitter. Follow my Twitter. Yeah, that about does it, guys. So yeah, this was fun. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Osnator signing out. Take care, guys.